This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Portland State University's campus will reopen today after pro-Palestinian protests forced the school to cancel classes the past 2 days. So this is a live look from the university's library this morning, where protesters have been camping out since Monday evening. KGW's Devin Haskins will bring us the latest, coming up in a live report.
And breaking overnight, several police cars were set on fire at Portland Police's training complex in Northeast Portland. Ahead on Sunrise, our China Green will be breaking down everything we know about this developing situation.
Also this morning, we're highlighting the accomplishments of local basketball product Erik Spoelstra, who's reached the highest of heights in the NBA. We're going to talk about the path that led him from Portland to the Miami Heat, coming up here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I love how excited Rod was. He's like, yes,
clapping in the background.
Yeah.
Easily a true statement. One of the best coaches in the league. You agree?
For 15 years.
Yeah, he's something else.
That's why he's clapping.
I know.
Clapping. Yeah.
I thought you might be clapping ahead of time for your forecast.
Yeah.
Come home, Eric. Well, I mean, I don't want to insult our current coach, but I wanted to say, come home, Eric.
Oh.
See, I was trying to get you to move
We're
along there,
clapping
Rod.
for your forecast.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. All right, we have dry weather in Longview and Astoria. We have rain dropping to the south. So just like that, and this is what we talked about yesterday, overnight rain ends and we will have a beautiful day develop. Right now, the back edge of the rain is up in Battleground. Again, everything is moving to the south. If you step outside right now in Portland, it's raining. 47 is the current number. But as soon as 7 o'clock, we'll be dry. And then outside of a spotty shower chance mostly over the mountains, we'll move forward to be partly cloudy and 57 at noon. And 66 is actually now normal. I mean, it is the second day of May after all. Here's Chris McGinnis.
That looks awesome, but at least for now and right now on I-5 up near SR 500, where some of the heaviest showers are, this rain just making a waterlogged commute on that stretch of I-5. This is what it looks like over on the east side, I-205 near Gleason. Wet there, wet in Wilsonville as well. And to Rod's point about the Cascades, we are seeing a rain-snow mix right now in Government Camp, but you go a little higher than this, and there's some snow-covered roadways up there. So just be aware of that. No crashes, though. No unexpected delays just yet. Christine?
Thank you for that report, Chris. We start with breaking news from overnight. 15 Portland police training vehicles were set on fire at Portland Police's training complex in Northeast Portland. Our China Green is live out there right now. China, what can you tell us this morning?
Well, I can tell you that Portland police say that this was arson. They tell us, like you said, over a dozen police training vehicles were damaged or destroyed in these fires. Now, we were told to stay across the street from the division. So here's what it looks like now. Very calm and just some yellow tape here. So this is near 148th Avenue and Northeast Airport Way, just a few miles away from the airport near the Costco. But take a look at the video that we got of what happened here just a few hours ago. You can see flames and smoke absolutely erupting behind the fence. Multiple cars seen here on fire. So here's what we know from police. Just before 2 a.m., Portland Police North Precinct was dispatched to assist Portland Fire and Rescue at the Portland Police Training Division. When they got here, they found at least 15 vehicles in a fenced training area were burning. Now, a major area of concern was a police vehicle that was torched behind a large propane tank. Firefighters extinguished the fires. The building wasn't damaged. No injuries were reported. Now, back out here live, the biggest question is who did this? How many people were involved and the charges that will follow? Portland Police is asking anyone with information, if you saw something, know something, to contact them. You can also contact Portland Fire and Rescue. Back to you.
Hey, China Green reporting for us from Northeast Portland. Thank you, China. Today, the Portland State University campus is set to reopen, but gosh, tension is still high at PSU as protesters demand a ceasefire in Gaza, and they've once again been warned to leave the school's main library.
Devin Haskins will have a live report for us from the campus in just a moment, but first we want to give you a look at some of the damage inside the library. An anonymous source sent us these photos that show the extent of the damage. We're talking about shattered glass. You see the damaged equipment, piled up furniture, lots of graffiti throughout the building. To put it simply, it's an absolute mess.
So protesters also marched through downtown Portland last night, many of them carrying Palestinian flags and signs calling for that ceasefire in Gaza and a free Palestine.
There was also some people that broke away from that march last night. They began smashing and tagging the windows of local businesses. So a lot to cover this morning. We mentioned Devin Haskins is live for us at Portland State. So Devin, we're going to check in with you right now. What's the latest from there?
Yeah, so right now behind me, a lot has changed in the last couple of days since I've been out here every single morning. I want to kind of direct you over my left-hand shoulder here. That is a soccer goal from the nearby football field where the soccer team practices here. They've been moved off campus because of these protests and because of the closure. Well, these protesters have found not one, but two soccer goals and moved them in to fortify their position. And all morning long, also been hearing lots of hammering as they start to build what looks like a makeshift wall out in front of the library there as well. Now it's dark and I understand it's kind of hard to see somewhat, but I've seen them hammering and I've seen them sawing wood to build what looks like a wood wall. Now, last night, a group of protesters started just south or north of here in the South Park blocks and went on a march and, as you said, damaged some buildings. So some of those businesses that were targeted, the Starbucks at the Pioneer Courthouse Square. We have video of this that shows some of the damage done. One of our crews saw people throwing chairs and tables. Multiple businesses were also tagged with graffiti and messages about the war in Gaza. Now, on the campus throughout the night, protesters remaining inside and outside the library despite repeated calls to vacate. Yesterday, an agreement had been in place for the protesters to leave the library, but talks broke down when the activists didn't sign it. Now, that's according to PSU. Among the concessions that PSU promised was not to press charges, suspend or expel any students involved. And around 5 o'clock last night, a small group from Portland police entered the library. We're told they warned those inside to leave, then left. The police bureau hasn't said much about any plans to clear the library, just that they are working to find a resolution. One of the things we don't know is who is responsible for the damage specifically. It appears the group at PSU now includes others who weren't there when it started. KGW News talked with former PSU professor Randy Blazak, who says in Portland, it's common for protest groups to be joined by others looking to further their own agenda.
They can hijack it, for lack of a better word. They can kind of push the student voice out of it. And it's a real challenge when you have a campus movement to keep it a campus movement and not have it be co-opted by outside activists. Sometimes those are the exact same people, but sometimes the student voice gets lost in that.
All right, so now the campus will reopen later today. Students will be walking here through the South Park blocks to get to their classes. The campus will be open except for the library. The library says anybody entering that or inside that will be considered trespassing. They say if students feel uncomfortable being here on campus, to contact their instructor. Back to you.
Devin Haskins reporting from PSU. Thank you, Devin. Well, protests continue on campuses across the country.
Yesterday, the LA Police Department issued a citywide tactical alert because of ongoing pro-Palestinian protests and counter-protests at UCLA. A heavy law enforcement presence remained on campus there yesterday following a chaotic Tuesday night between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli counter-demonstrators. We saw fights, firecrackers being set off, and pepper spray. Officers issued orders last night for the group to leave the encampment, threatening arrest. And according to NBC in LA, a large group still remains there this morning.
And the New York Police Department has cleared protesters from the encampment at Columbia University. The school has asked police to stay on campus for another couple weeks to maintain order and try to ensure additional encampments don't pop up. The school announced that all academic activities on campus, including finals, will be remote for the rest of the semester.
At the University of Texas at Dallas, dozens of students have gathered in an encampment on that school's plaza, many of them holding up signs saying Free Palestine and Free Gaza. The university issued a notice saying encampments are not permitted under the university's policy for free speech, expression, and assembly, saying passageways cannot be blocked and violators could face criminal trespassing charges.
You can stay with KGW for all the continuing coverage of the Israel-Hamas war and the very latest on what's going on with the Portland State University campus. We'll keep bringing you live updates from PSU each half hour this morning. You can also find much of the latest information anytime on our KGW website and app. New this morning out of Baltimore, we have learned a fifth body at Francis Scott Key Bridge has been found. Authorities say they found 49-year-old Miguel Angel yesterday inside a construction car. 8 construction workers were working on the bridge when it collapsed back on March 26th after a cargo ship hit it. 2 people were rescued from that bridge.
All right, before we bring Rodney Hill back into the mix here, well, I was getting ready for Rod. I almost walked away from the set.
Yeah, I saw that.
We have Winterhawks to talk about this morning. They are one step closer to bringing home this year's Western Hockey League Western Conference Championship. So let's get to the highlights from last night. Portland taking on Prince George, Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. Winterhawks won this one 5-2, so they now have a commanding 3-1 lead in the series. That's not, oh, here come the hockey. I was like, where's the highlights?
There you go.
Let's get to the part where, there go the highlights. Oh my goodness gracious.
5-2, that's a simple win.
There you go. Yes. And here's what's important moving forward. Game 5 tonight, Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. The Winterhawks, by the way, currently undefeated at home during the postseason.
Yeah, go Winterhawks. That's awesome.
They have a good following, and they've been a great franchise.
They have been a winning organization since I've been here for 20 plus years, for sure.
Good for them. Here we go. We have a day that's going to shape up to be quite nice. So this is exciting, right? To me, this is perfect. It's raining at night, raining. You need the rain. Rain's wonderful. But then you get into the day and it's all over and you enjoy some nice weather. And that's what we're going to have on this Thursday. Everything's dropping to the south and off to the southeast. So we now have dry weather in Astoria and Longview. We're starting to see drying come into Clark County. Our Futurecast models show by 7 o'clock this morning we will be dry in our area and moving forward to a really nice day. Now, snow levels are sitting at around 4,000 feet up in the Cascades, and the passes do show at least partial snow cover. Timberline reporting some snow and 28 degrees up there right now. It's been a snowy going on week now. We're getting close to at least 5 days up in the Cascades. 46 in Kelso. These are current numbers. 47 in Portland with the dry weather coming. Salem about the same, 46 with the dry weather coming. It's 36 over in John Day, 43 out in Pendleton. Here's Futurecast, and there's 7 o'clock this morning showing everything's getting out of here with the I-5 corridor becoming dry and the coast dry. Still some snow up in the Cascades. There's an advisory for snow near pass level through 11 o'clock this morning, so you're advised to check conditions before you drive up into high country, something you might not be thinking to do. It is the second day of May, but you'll need to do it this morning. Here we are at 2 p.m. Now, the forecast does include a spotty shower chance, but mostly over the mountains. It really looks like here in Portland and Salem, we ought to be dry with partly cloudy skies and temperatures easily jumping up into the 60s. Then we're dry tonight. We're dry tomorrow morning. This is basically the same exact forecast timing we talked about yesterday. Here's 8:30 Friday morning. Now, during the morning, rain quickly comes into the coast, and noon is the start time for rain to either be moving into the I-5 corridor or certainly starting to approach. This is noon, and that shows Salem getting wet. And then again, once it starts to rain, it's your house tomorrow. That's it. It rains the rest of the day into the night. Here we are at 10 o'clock. There's a front that comes in tomorrow evening, but plenty of rain behind it. Here we are at 8 a.m. Saturday. Now, 8 a.m. Saturday, the snow level is down to 4,000 feet. This could again be significant snow over Cascade passes with advisories up or even warning. Timberline could easily get over a foot of snow again Saturday. Saturday for the Inland Valley, Portland, Salem, Vancouver, it's pretty rainy. Later in the day, it breaks up. And then Sunday we have scattered showers, but maybe not a lot of total rain. So this is what falls moving forward through Saturday night. About 1.5 inches for the coast and the valley, and some decent numbers over in Prineville. John Day, 93/100ths of an inch. Wow. 7-day forecast numbers then. Today turning out to be nice, 66. Tomorrow the afternoon rain, the rainy Saturday. Fewer showers around on Sunday, and then at least some rain in the forecast through Wednesday. It is May, and it is not super warm. That's your forecast.